Good morning. Jesus is Lord. Thank God the word works. We've been talking about the heart of God in answering your prayers and supplying for you. How does He desire to supply for you, His child? Well, yesterday we were talking about Matthew 6 because Jesus is giving us the heart of the Father in that. And He said, and why take you thought for clothing, or why are you anxious about clothing? He said, consider the lilies of the field. They don't, they toil not. In other words, they don't work, neither do they spin. They don't make their clothes. Yet Solomon, in all of his wealth and splendor, was not even clothed like one of these. If God so clothed the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is cast into the oven, how much more will He clothe you, O you of little faith? Well, I thought, I'm going to make this my faith confession, that my Father clothes me much more with the best of the land. Because I thought, how would God clothe His child? And I've told God any answer He gives me has to come out of the Word. So the first thing He took me to was where He clothed Adam and Eve. They clothed themselves with fig leaves. He clothed them with a fur coat. He took an animal and killed it and took the skin, and we don't know what kind of animal it was, but it was either leather or a fur coat. So He gave them much better than what they did for themselves. And then the other place He took me was to the prodigal son, where when he came home, He said, bring the best robe and put it on him. So God's desire is to clothe you with the best of the land. Well, most of the time, people just have to budget their clothing. I did up until the revelation of this. And then I realized that my Father designs my clothes. My Father designs clothes that fit me, that are my color. And that He desires, and I told Him, I said, Father, I love to shop. So He desires to give me money to go shopping. And He directs my paths to the things that He has created for me. So He will do the same for you. He said, O ye of little faith. Well, I have so many testimonies of clothes that I begin to find out what were the best of the land. And I would look at other women ministers and find out what brand they bought. And I started believing God for those same things and sowing seed. And this is what the Lord told me. He said, take the very best thing. I only had 3 outfits at the time when I got this revelation. And He said, take the very best one, because when you sow your best, you reap the best. Now, it wasn't the best of the land, but it was the best I had. So I took the very best outfit I had, and I sewed it. I gave it away. And then the Lord blessed me with $50. I believed Him for it. He says He will give you seed to sow, because I thought, I want to go shopping. And so I believed God for seed to sow, and He gave me $50. And I sowed it to a lady that was coming to the church and said, I want to sow this to you, and I want you to go buy clothes with it. Well, I have continued to do that, and my closets are full and running over of the best of the land. Maybe one day I'll just write a book about all of the testimonies of the way God has supplied my clothes. But just know that God desires to clothe you. He will give you shoes that match. He will give you the best of the land. You don't have to dress down. God, your Father, will clothe you. And I have to say this. One day we were at the church, and my husband was just jokingly saying, oh, I might just wear overalls up here to preach sometime. I said, you can't do that. He said, why? I said, because what you wear reflects on me, because I'm the one that's supposed to be over the clothing in our household. And the Lord spoke up to me, and He said, yes, and what you wear reflects on me, your Father. So you want to go to your Father and ask Him for clothes, He will give you clothes for you, your husband, your children, the best of the land. Well, I have to close again, but tomorrow we'll pick up on again back on prayer, because just to let you know that God desires to give you clothes, He desires to give you food, and those are little things that people don't even think about. So we will look at some more scriptures on prayer tomorrow, but you are seeing the heart of your Father God, how eager He is to bless you. Remember all day that Jesus is Lord. Thank God the Word works.